My name is Cynthia McIntosh, and I welcome you to Word Alive Ministries, called to encourage you to have a deep, intimate relationship with Christ. On today, I want to talk on this theme that I really do will believe will be a blessing to you, and it's this. I want to talk about God's plan for empowering you to conquer something bigger than you. Yes, God's plan for empowering you to conquer something that's bigger than you. I share this message today because conquering something bigger than us is something that we will all face in this life. The rich, the poor, the educated, the non educated, the young and the old, whether you live in Africa, Asia, the United States, you will face something eventually that's bigger than you. God created this world to keep us in what I call a continued flow of growth, to conquer what is placed before you. And today I want to focus on our attention on conquering what I call must do situations where there is only one way out. It is like being in a cave where the entrance and exit are one and the same, but this entrance is blocked. We cannot get out, or nothing can come in until the obstacle is moved. But the obstacle at the beginning of the journey is stronger and bigger than you. This one thing must be conquered or you will die. It's what I call a David Goliath situation, where you face a giant that has demonstrated the ability to eliminate with death anyone who overtakes it. We are forced to stand still until the Lord sends someone that is a giant killer or obstacle remover. Let me take you into the story of David and Goliath for a second to let you know what the Israelites were facing with their giant. 1 Samuel 17, verse 8 through 11. Listen to this. And he, Goliath, stood and cried out to the armies of Israel and said to them, why have you come out to line up for battle? Am I not a Philistine and you are the servants of Saul? Choose a man for yourselves and let him come down to me. If he is able to fight with me and kill me, then we will be your servants. But if I prevail against him and kill him, then you shall be our servants and serve us. And the Philistines said, I defy the armies of Israel this day. Give me a man that we may fight together. When Saul and all the Israelites heard these words of Philistine, they were dismayed and greatly afraid. Dear hearts, you see in this situation that the Israelites were faced with either gaining a nation to serve them or becoming a servant to another nation. David, a young man who was only a keeper of sheep, convinced the king. Yeah, he had to talk him into it because he didn't look like a warrior that could kill a giant. But dear hearts, he did. He convinced the king that he had what he needed to kill the giant. David became a giant killer because of something that he had, but they couldn't see it. David had two things on his side: time with God and growing time. He had time with God and growing time. Another word for growing time is waiting time with God. Yes, waiting time with God. One of God's plans to help you to conquer something bigger than you is to make you bigger than what you are facing. Let me say that again. One of God's plans for you to conquer something bigger than you is to make you bigger than the thing that you are facing. You start out with fear, with something that will eventually fear you. Dear hearts, David killed this giant. He killed Goliath and eventually became king of Israel. The Israelites cleansed the land of giants with warfare that has lasted until this day. Their seed of reproduction has been weakened, but God needed a giant killer. You are a giant killer. What you see is what you will become. What you fear is something that one day will fear you. Dear hearts, your giant has come to reveal who you really are. They force you to face something that at first seems bigger than you, but in reality, you are bigger than it. God plans to help you conquer everything that you are faced with, because he wants you to face it, so that he can take you to the next level of your life. You are your giant killer, so you can live what I call a God-driven life. God takes us to the giant. God-driven people must be giant killers. What you fear will eventually fear you. The things that you fear can be people, places, things, new jobs, new relationships, a move to another country, many things that will seem much bigger than you. And one key that God has given us to become a giant killer is to wait on him, to give you what you need to become bigger than what you are facing. I want to end this session with one of the rewards of waiting on God. One of the rewards of growing time and time with God comes from this verse, Isaiah chapter 40 and 31. It says, "But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint." I want to focus on the last portion of this text. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Let me tell you what this means. God can get you to a point where the distance of the journey will not deplete your resources. You will finish full. God will reward you with what I call an overflow of resources and strength. You'll never run out. You will live a life of overflow and overload of needed energy to complete the task presented to you by the Lord. The Lord wouldn't bring you to the task without giving you the power to conquer it. You will not run out of strength for your journey. Until the day you die, you will have what you need. Why? God wants this for your life. You see, dear hearts, life is about God and not us. Your life is about God and not about you. It is not about your resources. It is about God's resources. Many of you are like me, such that when I enter my job place, there may not be many that look like me, but be assured I'm a giant killer, called by God to complete the task that God wants me to be at. My time with God and my growing time continues to make me successful in every task that I am given. I can't fail because God wants me to be there. Everything you need when you need it will be there to help you complete God's plan for your life. You will finish your life. And listen to this. I must read my notes because God wants you to hear this. When you finish your life, you will finish full, fulfilled, happy, satisfied, spiritually and naturally. I'm going to say that again. When you finish your life, you will finish full, fulfilled, satisfied, spiritually and naturally. You will be able to speak like Paul when he said in 2 Timothy 4, 6 through 8, he said, "I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand. I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith." In other words, I have and am successful because I was a giant killer. Henceforth is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them that love his appearance. Dear Lord, hearts, do you love God? Are you looking forward to the end of your life to be with Jesus eternally? If that's the case, you are a giant killer. God wants you to be successful with everything that is in your way that's blocking your progress. He is going to make you bigger than the thing that you see, so you can get it out of your way and you conquer it and it not conquer you. God hasn't brought you this far to leave you. He's brought you to this place to see what he wants you to become. What you see, you are much bigger than it. Well, beloveds, I've got to go. Thank you so much for your time today. I pray that God bless you and protect you. I pray that his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. I pray that he lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. God bless you.